Yeah, that would have been Thanksgiving.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Candida County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everybody who's watching us online as well as the folks in the room today. We have the approval of the agenda, and before I ask for that approval, we do need to add one item, and that would be a request to apply for a grant by the Candida County Veterans Office. And then we are also removing the 5:05 p.m. Action item. Those are the two changes that we would make to this evening's agenda. Does anyone else have anything, or is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
When are you going to add
Yeah, where's that gonna be?
when are you going to add the one?
That'll be the very first thing after we dispose of the consent agenda. Was that what you were asking, Dwayne?
Yep.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion?
So also move exceptions.
Thank you. Commissioner Berg moves. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Dale Anderson seconds. Discussion?
So what we're taking off is the Community Corrections Work Service Grant?
That's correct.
If I may.
Go ahead.
We don't have the information quite ready, so I spoke with the director this morning, and she'll be bringing that back to the board on the December 16th meeting.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. The next item is the consent agenda, and those consist of the following action items: approval of the November 18, 2025 County Board legal minutes, approval of the auditor's warrants and claims, the C6 Drug and Gang Task Force grant agreement for 26-27, approval of the November 18, 2025 closed session minutes, Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development contract addendum to the 2025 MFIP/DWP Employment and Training Program Services, 2026 Minnesota Family Investment Program Diversionary Work Program Joint Powers Agreement for 2026, and an amended version of the Laredo Anywhere Agreement. Are there any of these consent agenda items that commissioners wish to pull for further discussion?
In lieu of pulling it, Mr. Chair, what's the Laredo Anywhere Agreement?
I'll ask the administrator to explain why that's back here. Or, I'm sorry?
If Julie wants to come up and explain
Oh, yeah, Julie, would you help us with that, please? Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see you back.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. Julie Mudson, Candida County Recorder. So the Laredo Anywhere contract or agreement is actually our software provider that we use for our subscribers that go onto our system to view public records.
Yes.
And that's a reoccurring, so this is a renewal?
Yes, this is an update. This is from our last meeting, board meeting on the 18th. I had noticed, unfortunately, after I got back to the office, it was getting ready to send this out to customers, that there were a few items that were missed on the original agreement that you viewed. So I just wanted to bring it back so you were aware of those few items that were missed so that we can amend the agreement.
Yes.
Yeah, this was approved by the county board at the November 18th meeting, and so these are just minor adjustments and amended agreement.
Yeah.
So that's where it was placed on the consent.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Yes, I think it's really good to have this update though, because we are approving some rate changes.
Yes,
So that we know exactly that we address that as a rate change and so forth.
correct.
That's good.
And the
I'm
last.
satisfied with it at this point.
And the last change that we actually had for fees was in 2019. So the rates don't change that often, so.
All right. With that then, does anyone wish to actually pull this for action, or can we dispense of it as part of the consent agenda? All right, hearing no objection, we'll include that as part of the consent agenda and then ask for a motion and a second on the consent.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chair, to accept the consent agenda.
Dwayne Anderson
I'll
moves.
second it, Mr.
Commissioner Imdeck seconds. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. At this time, we'll ask Trish Appledorn, our county CVSO, and you have one item for us.
I do, Mr. Chair. Thank you for squeezing me into your agenda this evening. It was brought to our attention late last month that there was another grant available through the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs. Every year this grant comes up and I kind of overlook it because it's more of a metro type of grant where they want for homeless veterans or type of programs like that. But this year they were focusing on transportation. And our van is pretty old, so I put in and wanted to squeeze in here to see if we could put in for a grant to get a new vehicle purchased to transport our veterans to the VA medical centers, as well as we go to St. Cloud on even days, and we do temporarily right now, I should say, we transport on odd days if they have local appointments. So we're on the road almost every day to St. Cloud or transporting to local veterans. So this grant would be for $46,000 if they approve it to purchase a new vehicle for the Kansas County veterans.
And if I may, so this is for a new Ford Explorer. Is there any requirement that there be like a wheelchair lift or anything like that in this vehicle? Or do you have other arrangements that are made if you need to assist a veteran who needs that wheelchair transport?
There is no requirement to have a wheelchair accessible van. Kansas County has never had one for the veterans for many reasons. Two of the main ones are you need a special driver's license. And we've never had anyone that had a special driver's license. We work with the CCT Transportation to find volunteer drivers for those types of trips.
Outstanding. All right, any other questions from the board?
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Berg and then Commissioner Imdeck.
Well, that's really sounds like a good plan.
It sounds like a wonderful plan.
Are there any matching funds or any funds from the county at all?
We wouldn't need any from the county.
This
That
covers it
I
all.
have a bid from Atwater Ford that we
The
had
whole
got
bid, okay, great.
previously, so I just was like, I have the bid, let's do it, so.
So the request then is to authorize you to apply for this grant and
Yes.
have the, it looks like the chair sign on behalf of the applicant.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Anderson.
Yep, so I'll just make a motion then to approve the CVSO competitive grant and that it gets signed by the chairman for the county board.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second discussion. Roger, did you have
Yeah.
something to add?
So this is an Explorer, not a van, correct?
It's an Explorer. Typically, on an average day, we only have 2 veterans going. And we just figured that, I went through the last 2 years, at the most, we've had 4 veterans that have used the transportation at one time. It would be safer to have all-wheel drive. The vans do not have that. And with the Explorer, there are 3 rows. If there were a circumstance where there was more, we do have the community service van as well that we could use. Better gas mileage too, to be honest.
Yep. All right, any other questions? We have a motion and a second to approve the request of the Veteran Service Office. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
You guys have a
do you-
great evening.
Do you need a signature on that now?
No, you can sign it after the meeting and I'll get it
All
from
right.
Kelsey tomorrow. All right, have a great
Just
evening.
wanted to check with you on that. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Thanks.
All right, next item of business, 2 items from Katie Zemer, our Human Resources Director. And these are in regards to memoranda of understanding. Katie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Katie Zemer, Human Resources Director. I have a few different MOUs. 3 are related to PFML, and it just is going into effect 1/1 of '26. We've been working on various items for this. MOUs are one of our final steps, so this breaks down the premium contribution split between the employer and the employee, and then that we are allowing supplementation of leave to make up the difference in someone's wages if they are out on PFML. And then the other is rest and lunch breaks for human services and public health. Right now, their language in their contracts differ from the language that we have in our employee handbook. So this MOU would change the language to match our employee handbook, where they have 2 different break options for rest breaks along with 2 different lunch break duration options.
All right. Any questions from the board on the first item? Is there a motion?
I would move on LLEC and Health and Human Services Paid Family Medical Leave MOU.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion, questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. And then you have another MOU.
Yes, so the second one was the rest and lunch breaks MOU. So to match the language in the employee handbook for human services and public health, where they have 2 different durations for their rest and lunch breaks depending upon which one they choose. So if you take a 15-minute lunch break, you're given, a 15-minute rest break twice a day, you get an hour lunch break. Otherwise, if you take a 20-minute rest break, you get a 45-minute lunch break.
All right.
Mr. Chair, I so moved.
I think, do we already have a motion in a second?
Not on this one.
Oh, now we do. We have a motion. Is there
I'll
a
second that, Mr. Chair.
All right. Any discussion? I was still on the other item. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Katie, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and at this time, we'd receive a annual update from Dr. Chose here tonight for Woodland Centers.
Hi,
Dr. Chose,
everybody.
good morning, or good afternoon.
Good evening.
It's been a long day.
It's been a day. So I appreciate the time. Usually I spend quite a bit of time talking, but I know you have a long agenda today, so I have about 10 minutes. So some of the information I gave you is really talking through our purchase of service contract and some of the history that we have had on that. I'm not going to go into all that detail, but if any of you look at that in the future and you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. In addition, I want to be a resource for all of you, so if at any point you were having questions about mental health, substance use, Woodland Centers, anything that's going on for us, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. So I'm going to jump over the first couple. Oh, go ahead, Corky. Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
just a comment along the same line. If anybody's really interested, Dr. Schultz has a book on the history of
I
Woodlands
do.
Mental Health Center.
Yes.
Which also involves Candioi County
It
Human
does.
Services greatly over the years, how it's changed and worked together. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it was from our
Anyway.
original founder who wrote the book. So if you are very interested in learning about the whole history, it is there. I took some of that when I learned a lot reading through some of those books.
Good
So,
history of
yes,
relationships
yes.
and collaboration.
Absolutely. So our contract has evolved over the years, and in 2025, we have spent a lot of time working with our social service directors, just figuring out where is this contract going, where do we want it to be as we move into the future. And so this year was really taking a deep dive into it and really coming up with what is going to work best for everybody. How are we being transparent with where the monies are going, what services we're offering. And so everything that's in this contract is, almost everything is covered under your mental health authority. And so ensuring that the services you're receiving are helping you to meet those requirements as the mental health authority at the county level. And so looking at a few of the changes, so previously in these contracts, community outreach and education both had a pretty significant line item, and that was back from 2022 when the counties requested that 10% of the overall purchase of service was allocated into those areas. At that time, we let everybody know we don't track those things. It's just something we do. We don't track every time we do an educational thing, or go to a conference or do any of those things. And so this year it was really looked at of like, okay, what are we doing in those line items and what makes sense for every county? And so where we landed with this was to have community education and prevention really ratcheted down to about $1,400 per county. And in that would be Woodland Centers would provide 5 hours of education per county for the contract purposes. We're probably going to do more education across all of our counties than that. But to hit the contract, we will make sure that we hit at least 5 hours in every county, which could include transportation if we have to drive somewhere, maybe not if it's virtual. So that would hit the education line item. And then for outreach, every county in this line item is a little bit different because we do different things in every county. And so what we did this year is we actually we created a spreadsheet because we really didn't know either, and said, okay, what are all the things we're doing? What are all the educational things? What are all the outreach things? What's happening in every county? And then working with the county social services to say, okay, what makes sense to put into the purchase of service and what is just Woodland Center's business? And so the line items in here in the contract are really the line items that we said, this makes sense based off of the purchase of service contract that would be beneficial to the county and meeting the mental health authority standards. And so in the outreach area is, participation in meetings, participation in certain outreach things that are happening, partner meetings, suicide prevention meetings, things like that. And so we really break that down in there. So any dollars that were extra above and beyond that were in those line items previously got shifted into direct services. So things like therapy, med management, pieces like that. That's a lot. Any questions on those two? Those were some of the big shifts that happened.
Any questions for Dr. Chose?
Okay.
No, please continue.
All right, so essentially mobile crisis, that allocation has been there for years. That really has not shifted. Outpatient therapy and day treatment services, those did increase slightly. And again, that's because we took some of those dollars from outreach and education and they shifted into those line items. And then let's talk about youth crisis. So youth crisis, Woodland Centers has operated youth crisis for decades. We are one of 2 youth crisis centers in the entire state. We were the only youth crisis center up until about 3 years ago when Olmsted County, backed by the Mayo Clinic, was able to open a youth crisis center. And nobody else has been able to do it because they don't have the support like we have with our counties. There is no other funding source for youth crisis. We are working on that with the state. However, that's probably going to take a minute with all the financial things happening at the state right now to build a service code for that or a billable code. So with that being said, we have operated our youth crisis center for years in the red. So since I've been in this position, youth crisis has operated between $400,000 to $500,000 in the red every year. And we've just absorbed that cost. We're getting to a place where we can't continue to absorb that. And so again, working very closely with the social service directors, kind of laid out here, here's what it costs to operate this. Here's how many admissions we get. Here's how it works. Here's, most of the admissions are coming from our 7-county region, about 85%. Another 15% come from other contract counties, but the majority are from our county area. And so looking at the rate, it was pretty low. We haven't increased it for many, many years. And so we did say we have to increase this rate to keep these services in place. So for the 26 contract, the day rate is going to go from $345 to $890 per day, which I know sounds like a lot, and it is, it's significant, but that gives us a margin on our youth crisis center of about $1,000. So we're not making money on this. We're really just trying to break even to keep that program sustainable and open in our community. And when you think about $880 a day or $890 a day, that's significantly cheaper than an ER visit, significantly cheaper than even going to like a hospital level of care. So considering that, I'm hopeful that, this is a rate that can be sustainable for you all. Questions on that? I know that's a big one.
Commissioner Berg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, if the service wasn't provided, what's the alternative?
Yeah, ER. I mean, really, it's the ER. There's really no other services in place for youth. It's hard, and one of the things that we're working on as well is our capacity level. So prior to this year, we had 6 beds in our youth crisis center, but they were double rooms. So sometimes we would be full at 3 kids because they couldn't have roommates for clinical reasons. They had trauma issues. They are transgender youth. We're not going to put a roommate in with another transgender youth. And so that affects our ability to take other kids. And so sometimes, although we could take 6, technically, we were full at 3. And so that makes our capacity look much smaller. So over the years, we have ran between like 27 to 28% of full capacity. This year, we added another bed so we can take 7 kids, and that's a single room. And so now we have the ability to move kids around And that has increased significantly our ability to take more kids. I'm on call this week, so I can tell you right now in our youth, last night when I got off call, we had 6 beds full out of 7. And we've been running at a much higher capacity this year. So that's looking better, and that should help some of our kind of this rate disparity as well. So, and help the kids that are in need. We don't have to turn them away.
Commissioner Imdahl.
Thank you. When you say youth, what age bracket is that?
Yeah, we can take all the way down to age 8, and then all the way up to 18, 17. And then at 18, they'd go to our adult unit. But at the ages of like 8 and 9, they often need a one-on-one staff. So those are a little challenging for us if we don't have enough staff. So it is those ages, yep.
I have a follow-up.
Yes, go ahead.
And so you described a situation a couple nights ago, maybe last night it was, where you had 6 or 7 beds. Are they all fairly close by? So if somebody's in western Minnesota in Lacoparo County or Yellow Medicine, do they come into this?
They do, yep. So we get referrals from law enforcement, ERs, social services, family members. Oftentimes it's our mobile team. We might start with a mobile and we'll go out to a home or they'll come to us and we recommend residential services. We get folks from all over. We have contracts quite a ways away, yep.
Any other, Commissioner Berg?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How are the children brought in? Let's put it that way.
yeah.
The parents bring them in, the social worker, the police?
Always.
Police.
So it can be the parents. We do need a guardian to sign them in. So even if it's not the parent transporting them, the parent has to follow. So sometimes if they're coming from the ER, we might get them through a medical transport and the parents are following. But most of the time, it's going to be parents, guardians, social workers with parents. That's typically the way. Yep. And I do have data on like admissions, if you guys are interested in just knowing that. So for Candiway County, sorry, I should have made this bigger. In 2024, you had, I'm sorry, this is bed days, which is different than admissions because it's the number of bed days that you guys utilized. So in 2024, you utilized 192 days. 23 was 196, 22 was 169, 2021 was 249. So it can vary slightly, but Candiway County is definitely the highest utilizer because it's right here. And I think that, that's and it's the highest populated area that we have in our 7 counties, so.
And I know we're not at year end yet, but.
You're not. I don't have 25 data yet, so, sorry.
All right. Well, that'll be interesting when that does come along. Please
Yes,
continue.
absolutely. Happy to share it. So that's the biggest changes in our 2025 contract. The other item I think to be aware of is we did take out the clinical consultation out of our purchase of service contract this year. That has been allocated in there for years. Essentially, that is the clinical supervision that we provide to targeted case managers. After a lot of discussion with the social service directors, it just makes sense to pull that out, and we're creating separate contracts for that for counties that want to take advantage of that service. And so counties can choose to contract with us, and then we bill on a monthly rate for any services. What happens in the purchase of service contract is we annualize about 6 months of what we have done for those services, and then you're kind of locked in as a county, right? So this is what you're getting for supervision. So if we create this separate contract, it allows counties to ramp up or ramp down or change providers mid-year if they would choose to do so, or we can add more service mid-year, and it's not locked into this kind of one-size-fits-all rate. And so having that separate contract is really beneficial. So for Candiway County, that will equate to a reduction in your contract of $51,520 for 2026.
All right. Any last questions for Dr. Trost? Well, as always, sorry we have short time
No,
for you
that's
tonight.
okay.
But thank you so much,
Yeah.
and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate it.
And you're welcome. And then to follow up with that, then Caroline Connor, Health and Human Services Director, is here to present the purchase of services agreement with Woodland Centers. Caroline?
All right. As you've already said, Caroline Kahn, Health and Human Services Director for Candy, Ojai County, here to present the Woodland Centers Purchase of Service Agreement. I want to echo the my appreciation, or well, state my appreciation for the work that Dr. Chose and her team have put in with us social service directors over this past year. It has not been an easy process, but we appreciate the partnership and working through and really working alongside and working together to making sure that we're presenting a contract to our boards that's right sizing for their organization and providing you guys with the most information possible and looking forward to what we're going to continue to do over the next year. So I just want to state my appreciation for the work that she's put in and as well as her team. So before you today, I would put the recommendation for the board's approval of the Woodland Center's 26 purchase of service contract as proposed.
You've heard the recommendation of staff. Any questions?
Mr. Chair, I also move for the approval and make a motion for the purchase of service agreements with Woodland Centers as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I would second that, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Imdek seconds. Any discussion, questions for the director? It's pretty straightforward, and it's in line with financially with last year's essentially, so. Commissioner Berg.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Yes, I know a little bit about this now. We had several meetings, I understand, and I'm sure glad it worked out, and we're at this point with having a good agreement moving forward, so thank you.
All right, anyone else? We have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of services agreement with Woodland Centers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. And Caroline, you have two more items for us here, yes?
I do.
Dr. Chose, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. All right, before you, this evening, I have two of my next two items kind of go hand in hand. There are Prairie Lakes Youth Program contracts for 2026. So before you, first is our Prairie Lakes Youth Program contract. The only adjustment in the program for 2026 would be the per diem rate, which is set by the joint powers for Prairie Lakes Youth Program, but as the fiscal host for that contract on behalf of the state, it is our responsibility to bring that forward to this board to approve those within the contract. So before you today, I have the per diem adjustment for 2026 as stated in the attachment, which would adjust from the previous non-member rate of $450 to $550 and the previous member per diem of $410 to $510. I understand that again is a per diem jump, as we are seeing with many of our providers. I trust that the Joint Powers team and my conversations with the executive director, but that these are reasonable requests and the costs of doing business moving forward. I look forward to working with the new director in the 2026 year in partnership with some of their goals as well. We had a great meeting talking about some of their goals with mental health programming and the opportunity to lean into some of her director resources, same as we're leaning in with our Woodland Centers partnerships and how we can come alongside and be partners in that area as well as their member counties. So before you, I would make the recommendation of the approval of the 2026 Prairie Lakes Youth Program contract as stated.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation of staff. Is there a motion?
Also moved.
Commissioner Dale Anderson moves. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Dwayne Anderson seconds. Any discussion? As you said, it is a hefty increase, but I really don't think we should be very surprised right now that with all the stressors on organizations like this, and we just saw it with Woodland Centers as well. Commissioner Berg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I didn't make the motion because probably a slight conflict of interest, and in a sense, I also serve on that board since we have a joint powers. But also like to add, this program serves the whole state.
It does.
And this does bring revenue, so we're lucky in two ways that we get a discount as membership counties on it as well, so we're saving money that way, and we don't have to haul our kiddos where would they have to go? Fargo, the Twin Cities, well, actually, the Twin Cities are bringing kids out here too, so it'd be really complicated if we didn't have this program, and it's a tough one to fund, and we've had a lot of changes with that, as you all know, over the last few years, so it's a good move, and the rate's fairly competitive with all the other ones, so that's it. So thank you for bringing that forward, and and working that out.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, we have a motion and a second on this, yes? Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve the Prairie Lakes Youth Programs contract for services with the changes to the per diem rates. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. And you have one more for Prairie Lakes Youth Programs.
Correct. That would be the renewal of our 2026 Prairie Lakes Youth Program contract for nursing services that we provide to Prairie Lakes through our public health program. This would be aligning our services within their contract with us to align with our public health fees that were approved at the November 4th board meeting. Again, through our conversation with the new director, we will look forward to partnering with them as some of their nursing goals in 2026 and coming up with some recommendations for them to achieve some of their nursing strategic plan goals moving forward as our expertise is in the nursing field and helping be a partner in that way as well. So that will possibly be an update later on in the year, but right now we're moving forward with the recommendation to approve the 2026 that would align our fees in the contract to align with the approved public health fees that were approved by the Candy Ojai County Board.
All right, you've heard the recommendation of staff. Is there a motion? The chair will move on the request. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Dwayne Anderson. And I think I just heard you say that we've already approved the rates. This is just for public health. This is just reflecting
Yep.
those updated rates.
Yep.
Okay. Commissioner Imdek.
Thank you. So to your point, Chair Gardner, you said we've approved the rates, but this applies them, those approved rates to
the
the Prairie Youth
contract.
Program.
Correct.
Commissioner Berg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've used this program a couple times in the past about how out of taxpayers' dollars, we get some extra bumps out of it sometimes. Let's say we levy $1 to our, to the county levy on our houses. We get the $1, we put it in the budget, let's say either the Sheriff's Department or Community Corrections Department, and they end up having to place a kid there. So that $1 then, that $1 goes there to pay that group, and then they are using public health services, and so the $1 comes back to the county again. And then public health, then it's in our county budget, and then all of a sudden, Human Services has to place a kid there, and the $1 goes back there again. So we do circulate our dollars and make them the most of them as we go forward.
That's a busy dollar.
It is. I'm just tired of talking about it. I wish I got that far with my own dollars.
There you are.
Yeah.
Caroline, anything else to add before we vote on this? Any other questions from the board? All right, hearing none, all in favor of approving the contract for nursing services for Prairie Lakes Youth Programs, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. Caroline, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and David, is it? Okay, yep, where 505 is not here, not going to present, so you're up. And Mel, yeah. And Mel, do you want to kind of lead this off, make the introduction for
Mr.
us?
Chair, yeah,
Thank you.
I would. While he's connecting to the cords, I thought I'd do a little filler here. This is a Corridors of Commerce project that we applied for as the county, and it was to fulfill a deficiency in the New London interchange or intersection of Trunk Highway 9 and Trunk Highway 23. And what we want to do is, number one, what you're going to hear tonight is how this project addresses the deficiencies. And then also, they're getting, I think, the plans are at 75%? The plans are at 75%?
No, we're getting into 60.
Okay. But we want to lock in our agreements of our understanding from the county side, from the state side, so they can finalize the plans. Because believe it or not, it's December, and it might be let in a year. So I'll turn it over to David Nyland, and you can introduce yourself.
Thank you. David, just for the record, just introduce yourself and who you're representing tonight.
My name is Dave Nyland. I am a project manager for District 8, MnDOT. Okay. So this is, as Mel mentioned, I'm here to discuss the New London interchange, kind of an update to where we're at with it and to provide some of the benefits that the interchange will provide. We're gonna jump back in history a little bit. In 2017, there was a corridor study done on the intersection, or on the Trunk Highway 23. This intersection was included in that. And at the time, J-turn was recommended to solve any safety issues that were there. In 2020, the J-turn design started. And in 2021, the public came to MnDOT and said, hey, we're not a big fan of this idea here. So we put the project on hold, and then we developed in 2022, we developed an advisory committee to look at the intersection and to see if there's a better way to handle it. And then in 2023, Candy Ojai was awarded Corridors of Commerce funding to fund the project that has now become the New London interchange. So the interchange, in a nutshell, it provides a bridge over Highway 23, connecting Highway 9 and the new realigned County Road 40. We've added a roundabout to the north. This will provide mobility benefits. We will be closing a couple of accesses to 23. We'll be closing the Chapin Drive access. We will also be closing the old County Road 40 access and the median, the median crossover. And then the access to the country stop and to the block plant, those accesses will not change. We're gonna be stopping our project short. It'll be part of the project, but we will be keeping the accesses as is. Project benefits. The first one is vehicle safety. The interchange is gonna remove the at-grade crossing by adding the bridge. This will reduce right-angle crashes. Right-angle crashes or T-bone crashes are the most severe crashes. They are the most common type of fatal and serious injury crashes, and they are the most common at high-speed intersections like the Highway 9 and 23. Also, with the closures of Chapin Drive and that CASA 40 access, we'll be reducing the number of conflict points in that area. All right, come on, there we go. Mobility, a second benefit. The quadrant ramp will reduce or eliminate the number of vehicles that might back up onto Highway 23 that are crossing from eastbound 23 to Highway 9 during school hours or peak hours. It has been noted several times that during school days that traffic going to school backs up significantly onto Highway 23. This will help to eliminate that. This design also provides longer acceleration lanes that will allow vehicles to get up to highway speed before entering the highway. And the bridge will allow vehicles traveling on 23 to maintain highway speeds through the intersection. Future expansion. The addition of the interchange will provide a better connection between the east and west sides of New London, and this connection will be conducive to future development on the south side or southeast side of 23. Pedestrian safety. A trail is being put on the bridge to provide safe pedestrian crossing of Highway 23. This trail will also connect Glacier Lakes Trail to the east, and it'll tie it to the County Road 40 designated bike shoulders. I'm gonna provide an additional handout that shows.
I can help. So you can continue.
As you can see in the handout, I highlighted the bike paths and the boulevard between the road and the bike path, which is gonna create a safe pedestrian passage along Highway 9 and down along County Road 40. So the roundabout that I mentioned earlier is gonna provide a number of benefits at its location. It's gonna create traffic calming from vehicles that are coming from the east over the bridge. So if they're coming to school, they can't just kind of barrel through over the bridge and right into town. This will slow down traffic, but it will also provide safe passage through there. So it'll slow them down, but it'll keep them moving. It's gonna provide also a safe crossing of the 23 westbound traffic access road. It's gonna keep the traffic moving through the intersection, especially during peak traffic hours. It'll help prevent any right angle crashes at that particular intersection. And it will maintain the existing access to the country stop. And it's also going to create a safe passage for pedestrians through that intersection. Additional benefits. So while we're closing South 40, we will be keeping the right-in, right-out access on the north side of 23, so people will still be able to, coming from St. Cloud, will still be able to get onto existing County Road 40 at that location. We will be adding a frontage road to the northwest side of the interchange with a cul-de-sac. This was going to help, this is gonna better accommodate the local traffic to those businesses. It'll take the traffic that buzzes by those businesses, it'll take them off of there, but each business will still have their own access. And it will also, again, it's designed to help accommodate the future development of the former block plant. I'm gonna play a short little video here that's going to show the navigation of the interchange and to kind of show how fluid it is and easy to navigate. It's a few minutes long, but so if you direct your attention, I took the navigation out because it kind of speaks for itself. So this is coming from Wilmer and Spicer. I'm going to New London.
Either you just run a stop sign?
Well. Yeah. This is from New London to Wilmer and Spicer. As you can see, the seamless flow around the roundabout. And then this is going to St. Cloud. And this is going from St. Cloud to New London. And then this is demonstrating the cul-de-sac that is designed for large trucks to turn around in there.
There, that one stopped, Corky.
Yeah. Can't make his mind up wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, it's tricky. There's a lot of options here. And then this also will show the pedestrian benefits here. So as you can see, it takes the pedestrians down off of the circle, and then roundabouts are known to be much safer for pedestrian passage. And then the dedicated bike, the dedicated pedestrian.
Okay.
And then on to the bridge aesthetics. We worked with the City of New London to come up with a design. This design features a stone-faced form liner, and that matches a lot of the retaining walls on the corridor already. The lights and the railing match the Mill Pond bridge in New London, and it's also similar to ones on the corridor as well. And then lastly, it will have the city of New London etched on both sides of the bridge. We did come up with 3 options, one that was, you know, just basic, the other one was just a little different in color scheme, and this is the one that they approved at, with New London. Plan progress. Currently, we are in the process of developing the 60% plan set. We are scheduled to deliver that mid this month, so mid-December. We have started the right-of-way process, which means we started contacting landowners. We haven't made any offers on any of it. We're just kind of talking with them now and getting started, getting parcels sketched out to let them know what's going to be purchased or what we're planning on purchasing. We currently have a letting of March 24th of 2027. So then we anticipate 2 years of construction. So we will start full construction in 2027, and then we plan to we plan to complete the project in 2028. We will start some minor tree removal earlier, so roughly in about a year, we're gonna start looking at doing some tree removals. And I believe, any questions?
Any questions for David, Commissioner Emil?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dave, has the detour route been determined yet?
Highway 9 and 23 will not have a detour. We do have some minor detours that are going to take people that would access 40 a little bit further to the west, or I'm sorry, to the east. So we'll have a detour route along there. I'm going to be meeting with the city of New London and the township of New London, because they have a couple of roads that could be mildly impacted there, to talk to them about their options.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm not sure if I understood. So there will be a detour, it just hasn't been determined where yet, correct?
It actually has been determined.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't have that slide in here, but.
Probably 40 in Birch Street?
Let's see, I actually can probably even pull it up here. Let's see, just get out of this. Fortunately, it has my, it connects right to my office, so I don't have to do any special connections. All right, so I've got.
Let me know when you pull it up.
Right. Here. All right, so this will be the detour. As you can see, so all we're really gonna be detouring is County Road 40.
Hold up.
Oh, it's not up yet, sorry.
He's not connecting to your stuff. Are you,
I'm connected right here.
oh, can you?
It should switch over to the port.
Some switching.
Is it plugged in all the way? There you go.
You got it?
Not quite.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
is this available on MnDOT's website?
We just got it cleaned up. We're working through some comments, but I will be placing this all on the website.
The animation you showed us
Yep.
earlier too, that's not
All
quite
that
ready to
information
go?
is on the website.
It is ready?
Yep, all that information is on the website. The layout, the project layout is on the website. The background is on the website. The animation is on the website, so all that information is on the website. And this will be in short order too, probably by the end of the week.
Okay. But knowing the landscape there, I don't know where else it would go other than 40 and Birch Street, because as the roundabout is being built, obviously you're not getting into town on
Oh,
9.
yeah, we're still coming in, so the frontage road that we're building, we're actually building that first. Then people will access through that frontage road, we'll have a slip road that will go around the roundabout, so, the New London side won't have any detours. It'll just be on the east side of 23.
Thank you for that.
Apparently it's
Any other questions? for
being
Dave?
finicky.
Because that's the number one question we get.
Oh,
Where are we gonna go?
oh, yeah, no, if you're on the New London side, the detour, you're going right back into town.
Commissioner Bergen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Excellent presentation. And I liked some of the pictures and even the graphics of the video as well. This is a major project. I'm thinking one of the most major ones we had like that. You know, not counting the Y and all the things going on there, but this is,
Yes, it's a substantial project. It's a great safety project, a great pedestrian safety project, and a great mobility project.
I'm just amazed as you, if I may follow up.
You may.
That's, time's gone by so fast that we're at this stage on this. I mean, this is, it works.
Yeah.
All that planning, it pays off.
We could try the other side too. I've got another report on the other side.
It's not the same port.
Oh, it's not. I'm not the IT guy at work, so.
I'm not either. IT just told me to unplug it, so. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. You know, you can tip, you want to just tip it up? and
Yeah.
put it up on the screen?
Oh, there you go.
There it goes.
Magic. So as you can see, it's all being detoured to the eastbound side. We're gonna be putting up signs early enough to have people turn sooner. We're also, I directed, our staging plan is to start the signage early so that people are aware that it's coming up and it doesn't surprise people. It will still, obviously, but, we're gonna put the signage up early. And then where you see the local traffic only, we're gonna put barricades on that road, to really deter so that people can't mistake and say, well, we didn't know. Will they still get by? They will. Will they still avoid it? Will Google tell them to take it a different way? That's why I plan on talking with the township and the city to let them know that there are options in case people do overuse their roads.
All right, Commissioner Imdeck.
So Highway 23, that grade doesn't change at all?
Highway 23 will lower.
It will get lower?
Yeah, it'll be, so we're splitting the difference.
Okay.
To, otherwise that bridge would be way up in the air and we would end up with a whole lot of additional right-of-way impacts and fairly insightful.
And so the 23 will be the first part of it?
No, the first part is we're gonna be working on that frontage road, get that, to get that connection to 9. And then during that same time, they're gonna start building the County Road 40 realignment. So that's kind of the first stage of the project. And then they'll start working on 9, and then eventually they'll have all the traffic on one side, then they'll shift to the other side, and that's how we'll end up is on the east side, that will be the last one to be redone. Or that'll be the first to be redone, and then the last to open.
All right, so anyone else with any questions for Dave? All right, then, Mel, there's a MOU attached to this, yes, that we need action on?
So, yeah, Mr. Chair, so basically what we wanted to do this update so that, number one, we know our commitment, they know our commitment. And I think the bigger story here is that in the local option sales tax, we had committed $2.5 million to this project. In the earlier stages on his very first slide, when we were trying to get the 5 areas that we wanted, that were important to the county would be safety, mobility of pedestrians and future expansion. This reduces it all and it keeps our commitment at $2.5 million. Now, if you, and plus the corridors of commerce money that we applied and got $33 million for a few years ago. But if you look in the estimate, the eligible costs are considerably more than that, but I think it's good to know that our commitment remains at $2.5 million. So that, and I think what we need to do is quote unquote, like lock it in so that everybody just knows that our commitment, you know what the project is, because it's been a while, a bit since we've maybe talked about it, and that way there's like no guessing. So it's been reduced to an MOU, a memorandum of understanding. It's a non-binding agreement, but it does give a lot of direction. So that's my recommendation, to have the board chair sign on behalf of the county.
Mr. Chair, I would move on the MOU.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion in regards to the MOU with MnDOT? Commissioner Imdahl.
Just a clarifying question. So you said the J-turn plan was released in 2017?
It was selected in 2017.
So that's after almost 2 years of meetings with the local jurisdictions. So 10 years. We've been doing this for 10
It
years.
sounds about right, yeah. Wow. From the time the study was started to today.
I think for me, the timing is good. Public Works Director Odens and I are going to be on a panel at AMC this week talking about the importance of being engaged with your legislature or the federal government. We would not have gotten this thing had we not been at the table. And so it's going to be an exciting project.
It's also, I think, a testament to how MnDOT does listen to people, even though people say, you know, you don't care what we have to say. We actually do. And this project is a direct result of it.
Any other questions? On the motion to approve the MOU with, between Candiota County and MnDOT, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. David, thank you, and a great presentation, and looking forward to seeing this up and running here in
You and me
a couple
both.
years yet.
Yeah, he's done a great job. It's been worked well. He's bird dogged this thing pretty tight. So, good presentation. Thank you.
Outstanding, thank you.
And we'll get you the MOU
Yep, I'll get you a
yeah,
fresh one.
after.
All right, and Mel, then you have, you have a resolution for us.
I do. This is on a right-of-way vacation on Lake Avenue. Could we get the screen up by chance? I didn't. Or is it in here? I forgot to talk to you about that.
The dock camera or?
Just, I'd be good at the dock camera just for, or whatever the overhead thing. I'm not sure what's the best way here. So we've had two applications. I'm just gonna go through this relatively quickly. When we rebuilt Lake Avenue South in 2001, we vacated or we moved the roads southerly in the area. This is the Bible camp. Here's the chapel, I think is right here. Here's our County Road 93. We're heading easterly out of Spicer. But this whole Crescent Beach area was the road right here. And all this, where my pin is all been vacated in the past 25 years. We don't do it unless we have an application. So in this case, we've had two applicants in this area, and the applicants are in your packet. Applied to have another piece of this road vacated. So what we do, it doesn't interfere with our sewer and water for the glacial lakes. We've cleared that. And so the process that we go through is we take it to the board. The applications, we do a resolution to vacate the right-of-way, and then we post it for 10 days down to the auditor's office. So it's my recommendation, Mr. Chair, to authorize the passing of the resolution for your consideration.
Thank
So
you.
move, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Imdahl moves Resolution 2025-46. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Commissioner Dwayne Anderson seconds. Any discussion? Mel, I see it looks from that map that there's still a few.
There
of
is a
those that
couple
could be
more, yep.
vacated, but that's not going to happen without an application from the landowner.
That's correct, yep.
All right, very good. Any other questions? All right, on the motion to approve Resolution 2025-46, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. And then, oh, you're not done yet.
No, I got two more. So
Please continue.
the local road improvement program, there's been enough solicitation, there was money put in again at this year. And so we've got one, our County Road 137, which is a levy road, so it doesn't have a funding source, so that's why we go after LRIP money. And then New London Township also has put in, which is the next agenda item, but I'll talk about ours first. So we have put in for this in the past, we have not gotten it. As a reminder, there's 3 funding sources. One matches trunk highway projects, one is a township, more of a local entity township one, and then one is a project for roads like this, which would be without a funding source and have some regional significance to them. And so that is the pot of money that we go after for this. And the project has 5 rating factors. One of those is funds committed to it, and there is no pointed match to this. It's a grant money. We're going to go after the maximum of 1.5 million, which would grade the road and grade out the trail. And then we would look for other dollars to pave the trail. So with that, Mr. Chair, it's my recommendation to pass Resolution 2025-47 to apply for the LRIP money for our County Road 137.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to pass Resolution 2025-47.
Thank you.
I'll second that, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Berg seconds. Any discussion?
Just
Go
a
ahead.
question. Is that for that whole, 3.5 or whatever miles? Or is it just part of it, or?
No, I think it's 2.5 miles.
Okay.
I don't see the length on here. It's from the road just south of Nyman Lake up to County Road 28. I think it's a short 2 miles.
Like 38th Avenue, or
What's it called?
there's a 38th?
Westview Lane. It's the first mile.
Oh,
road
okay, I
south-
see it there.
South of.
Right on the, almost on the lake, okay.
Yep.
That covers most of it.
Well, I think
That's
it's
the
a
LRIP
good
piece, and
idea.
then the project would actually go down to the next intersection, but the LRIP would start at that Westview Lane, which is where that bridge is.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, is there anything particularly challenging about this project? I remember that there was.
There's a lot of things challenging about it because you got water on one side of the road and water on the other side of the road, or wetland. I mean, so yes, it is very challenging, and then it's getting to be a very developed lake. It's very, very similar to Games Lake and Middle Lake. It's almost verbatim now, the way people are developing and turning cabins into full-time homes. And so there's an element of getting out ahead of it before all that happens. Now, the good or the bad is when you get out ahead of it, then people know that, and then they buy up property and then they develop. So it's a catch-22. It's good, but then we also have a lot of pedestrians, so it's really Games Lake 2.0 is really what it is. And that honestly is the main driver of this thing. And the road is getting older every year. It got another year older.
And so will this just replace the road with the same width, or are there going to be enhancements?
We would enhance that. And then plus we got 2 bridges on this thing that we're gonna go after all system money on that are very narrow. I mean, you can meet somebody on it, but they're like 22 feet wide, so it's a little bit
Not
of a
great.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Pull your mirrors in.
Well, it's time.
So, yeah.
Commissioner Imdeck.
Thank you. And, the LRIP is a very competitive process. So I think we keep pursuing all options, but when you mentioned this is a Games Lake 2.0, it really is. And I remember when we approved the off-road trail along 5 at Games Lake Park, it was really a matter of a belief, at least, and thankfully it didn't happen, but the belief was that, we're gonna kill somebody along there, it's just a matter of when. And that we, meaning society and the traffic, and So this is really shaping up, just as you say, like Games Lake, and I think if we don't get the LRIP, we have to keep turning over rocks and see if we can find funds underneath some other rocks
it'll-
to get this project done.
All right, any other questions for the director? We have a motion and a second to move on Resolution 2025-47. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
And
Thank
then the
you.
next item is New London Township. It wants to apply for LRIP, Local Road Improvement Program as well. And what that requires is that the county needs to sponsor them, number one, and then also do a letter of support. They would need a letter of support from all entities impacted either on the property or on the right-of-way. And so they would continue to do that. But they're looking at calendar year 2027. And so this is I think it's 85th Street, which is the first gravel road, how do you want to say it? That goes north up to our County Road 40, just east of New London.
And it looks like this, the northern part of that is up in that same area as the project area for
fact, I
the
could-
interchange as well, yes?
Yeah, it is. And so ironically, good, bad, or otherwise, this would be a 2027 project, and so would the New London Interchange be a 2027 project. So they would both be going on at the same time, which is probably a good thing, but it would keep more of the other people away from that area. But anyway, it's my recommendation. I've driven it this afternoon. It's my recommendation to pass Resolution 2025-48, supporting New London's Township and authorize the
Mr.
chair
Chair,
and administrator.
I'd move on Resolution 2025-48.
Thank you. We have a motion to move on the resolution. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Dale Anderson seconds. Any discussion?
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Are these competing?
No, this is the township. This would be the township section. No.
And the reason I ask that is there's money set aside in the LRIP program
Yeah.
for townships
Yep.
and for counties and for small
And for-
cities. In fact, we had a real arm wrestling match over that one last summer because there was a few dollars left over because tribes weren't involved last year.
Right, and
So
they
then
are this
had to
year.
bring them back in and
Yep.
the cities and the townships arm wrestled over that.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be done.
Any other questions for Director Oden? All right, hearing none then, we have a motion and a second on Resolution 2025-48. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Yes. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said something.
Yeah, oh, no.
So at this time then, we're a little bit ahead, but let's go ahead, recycling contract bids, and I'll ask Gary Gear to come up and present. Gary?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gary Gear, Environmental Services Director here this evening, and presenting to you at your request from the November 18th County Board meeting, requesting that staff works with the contractor to propose a 2-year contract for recycling services. And that is what you will see in your packet, in addition to a 5-year extension of the current contract. Both of those are providing for the same current level of service that we are offering, 2 weeks service in the cities and every 4-week service in the rural areas. With those numbers submitted, as you can see before you, staff is recommending that the board move forward with the extension of the current contract for a 5-year term.
And before we get into this a little bit, I think you're aware that there's been some question brought up earlier today about competitive bidding on this. And my understanding is that there's a state statute that covers this.
That is correct. It is Minnesota Statute 400.04 Subdivision 4 that states that a county may enter into contracts for solid waste management services without advertisement for bids. And that's what this office, or my office has worked with landfill contracts as well, is working under this authority. So, and that has been discussed in my tenure in this position with County Attorney Baker as well. And so that is what is before you this evening.
And so in your mind, and I don't know if I want to put Shane on the spot, but this is something that the county is able to proceed with, yes?
That would be my understanding, correct?
Yeah, the other important parts of the statute say that if a county contract is let by negotiation without advertising for bids, the county shall conduct negotiations and award the contract using a fair and open procedure in full compliance with Chapter 13D, that's open meeting law. So just outlining the process and the procedure, probably why this entity was chosen.
All right. So you have the recommendations of staff, and how would the board wish to proceed?
Mr. Chair, I so move that we go with bid number 2. Right? Yes.
All right, there is a motion on bid number 2, which is to extend the current contract for a 5-year term. Is there a second? The chair will second. Discussion.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
So the other options that we looked at previously are not being forwarded or not being recommended, or?
Not being recommended from my position, correct? Just, that's my understanding from the board at the last meeting. Now, certainly they're able to be discussed. The board's motions with lack of seconds and discussion from last meeting led me to present the request or the proposal tonight for the 2 bids.
So in other words, you got the message that we were really interested in those 2?
Yes.
And I think
While at the same time recognizing that the board can choose to look at those, but
But at the same time, I think we had a couple of options that were presented to us, and I want to say that wasn't there a couple of them that were not, a motion was made but not seconded? Do I remember that correctly? And so in lack of support for a couple of those different options, I can see where you took the instructions to rework this and bring this back in this form that we have in front of us today. So that seems reasonable to me. Were you?
Yes, sure.
Commissioner Burke.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, we just have a motion and a second, and for discussion, and it depends on if it's voted down. We don't have to go by an option. You know, we can look at the other ones as well if we wanted to. But we kind of been there and done that. We spent a lot of time working this together. And I noticed that option 2, actually, the bid was lowered as part of this process. So they're trying to work with us very well, let's put it that way.
Well, just as a point of order, Mr. Chair, at the last meeting, the motion was to postpone this to tonight's meeting. It wasn't to postpone it and eliminate, other choices.
I understood that too.
And I would agree, but I would also agree that Director Gear took what he did out of the meeting and was certainly directed to come back with these other options. So, Commissioner Dale Anderson.
Well, I guess I've gotten a lot of emails about this since we had our last meeting, and some good, some bad. I mean, some people want it one way, some people want it another way. I guess what's going through my head and has gone through my head all day today after we had our budget meeting this morning is maybe we should do the 2-year thing, and then maybe at that point in time, if we are really suffering with a levy increase that possibly could happen, maybe then it needs to be eliminated completely or really cut back. It's not a mandated service. I've had a few people that have told me to get rid of the whole thing, and I've had other people that say that you can't get rid of it. So, I mean, maybe that's an option to just give us a chance to keep going with how it is, but yet give us that option if things are really bad and the levy gets to be out of control, that it's a service we could cut.
Commissioner Berg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do like the idea of a 2-year contract, and I actually suggested that. But there is a big spread in the cost of it.
Right.
And
No, I get-
looking at that, I think the 5-year, I wish it was even 3 years, but it's still the way to go. And we're still saving some money as well.
I know that statute allows for that negotiation, but, and I know we can't encumber a future board, but it would be my hope that at the end of this next contract, whatever that term ends up being, that we would look at a competitive bid process, just to be completely transparent on behalf of the county. No reflection on our current vendor, of course, or anything like that, but, you know, everybody says that you should check on pricing out your car insurance every year, and I don't have time for that, but, you know, I think in this instance, and given the size of the contract, that'd be a more than fair thing to do next time around. Commissioner Dale Anderson.
I definitely agree with what Steve just said. I mean, I got a phone call at 7:30 this morning from this person, and I guess I was really disappointed that we hadn't put it out for bid. It's $1 million bid. We don't know what that outcome is gonna be, and, you know, we've had good luck with who we have, and I'm not saying anything bad about them either, but if it would have been a substantial savings, we don't know that now. And this is a huge amount of money. And I think that, I don't know, I really think that it should have been looked at as a bid process. And I hope we don't, if we have the opportunity on different things, please take the time and do the bid, because these aren't little numbers. We were looking at cutting $20,000 out of a budget this morning, and this is $1 million. So I think it's a big chunk of money that we have to look at. And we better look at it from all sides and take everybody's opportunity to put in their bid.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Imdeck.
So, to the point of Commissioner Dale Anderson and yourself, Mr. Chair, about 5 years is a long time to pass this, and then we got a month left yet. We could entertain those bids, because we have 2 more meetings left before the end of this year. And it would only be fair, in my opinion, then to have them close and give the incumbent a chance to relook at it if we would go that route.
Kelsey, did you want to be recognized? Or you were?
Just to clarify, we have 1 meeting. After this one, we have 1 more meeting till the end of the year.
Oh, it's right, we're in December.
Yeah.
We do have 2 weeks.
Yes, that's right.
So it's,
No.
yeah, we don't have time, essentially.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Oh, just to add, we didn't discuss this at all at our budget meeting this morning, but I think we hit upon the length of contracts with all the things going forward. And I support this 5 years at this point, but I'm hoping this is our last contract we're dealing with across the board. And we kind of talked about being sure that we try to keep all our contracts with 3 years or less if possible. And again, it depends upon what we're contracting too. There's, you just can't have us automatically say that, but going forward, I think we'll keep that in mind.
Anyone else? All right,
And-
last call for comments?
Yes, one more comment. And we have to be sure that we contact as many people as possible and make sure they get the information that we're bidding. That's what we need. And we need, yeah.
I'm pretty sure 5 years from now, several of us won't be here to.
Probably, yeah. I think so too.
I'm going to request a roll call vote, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. To the question on the offered contract with the incumbent vendor. Just a moment. Is that for you or for me? Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. So on a roll call to the motion to accept the bid number 2, Commissioner Dale Anderson,
No.
Commissioner Dwayne Anderson,
No.
Commissioner Imdeck,
No.
Commissioner Berg,
Aye, yes.
Commissioner Gardner votes aye. 2 ayes, 3 nays, the motion fails.
Mr. Chair, I'm not so sure that we can't get bids in 2 weeks and represent this in 2 weeks.
I don't know how that's gonna play. I mean, very obviously, the current vendor, their numbers are out there already. That's as a matter of fairness there as well. I'm going to offer a motion on bid number 1 for a 2-year contract. And then the future board at that time will have the ability to work with that.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second on bid number 1 for the 2-year contract. Discussion. Hearing, Commissioner Dale Anderson.
Well, I guess I'm still just a little disappointed because it's 80, hold on. It's almost 81 and a half $1,000 difference. And I don't know, and I don't want to be rude to the person that put the bids together, but nothing's changing other than time. The cost of doing the service and everything else is staying the same. I don't see anything that's changing. So I'm a little disappointed that we're gonna charge us $81,000 more just because we don't want to go for 5 years. And I get it that it, in their mind, probably that there's a cost to not having that long-term commitment, but that's a lot of money. So I guess I'm just wanted to say I'm just a little disappointed, but.
Understood. Anybody else? And we'll do a roll call on this one again as well. Commissioner Dale Anderson,
Aye.
Commissioner Dwayne Anderson,
No.
Commissioner Berg,
Aye.
Commissioner Imdeck.
Present.
The chair votes aye. 3 ayes, 1 nay, 1 present. The motion for bid on bid number 1 is agreed to. All right. I had that count right, yes? Okay. And then last item on our regular agenda, and I think we can sneak you in, Val. Assessor corrections, and this will be an action item as well.
My name is Val Savor, County Assessor. Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. I am here required to stop once a year regarding any corrections that we've made to our assessment from the date that our original assessment was submitted to the state and after local and county boards had occurred. There is a few corrections on here that the state of Minnesota forfeitures and the from taxable to exempt aren't really corrections, but they're changes that were made to the abstract, and they are on here as well. But if you go down the list, the third one down is the first two are a house value was incorrect on the parcels, that it was replatted and their houses were on 2 parcels. So that is a correction that we made, and we removed that $184,000 twice. After the parcel was split, it hung in there and he did not take it off. The third one, the Weberding parcel, was we made an assessor error that the correction was made for 2024 and it should have been made in both years. And so that was an adjustment of $144,000. And then the Paul Hansen No. The Paul Hansen was a forfeited property that was turned back onto the tax rolls. And the rest of them are taxable to exempt, state forfeitures. And that is about it.
All right. And so you just need a motion to approve the
Corrections, yes.
changes in valuation. All right, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
A motion and a second to approve the assessor corrections as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, thank you. And we have just a couple of minutes left before we need to open up our Truth and Taxation meeting. So I encourage everyone to make their trip down the hall and hurry back here. And we will then adjourn the Candiota County Board of Commissioners, and we will momentarily open up the Truth and Taxation hearing. Is that
No
correct?
announcements or anything.